So what is going on, guys? This is Ryan here.
And this is other Ryan here.
Hey everyone, Razbowski here.
What's going on, guys? Dorko here.
And welcome back, guys, to a kind of crossover between Theory Thursday and also one of the theoretical discussions where it's kind of more story and factual based. Now, for this one, we're going to be discussing the fake ending and all of the different things that actually coincide with it. It's very interesting, and a lot of people are still kind of saying, like, what does this mean? What does that mean? We're going to be trying to pull together some evidence and actually piece together an answer for you guys, and let's get straight into this. To begin this video, guys, we firstly need to explain how you actually get this secret ending, because it's not intended for you to discover on a first glance. And pretty much, guys, we actually find this night on night 5 when Baby pretty much directs us to go to the parts and service room and take out her chip. And then after that, we're actually led back into the hallway where she directs us on a certain way to go to enter the scooping room.
Yeah, now in this hallway, there are two different ways that you can possibly go. Now, if you were to go to the right when she actually tells you to walk forward, you would hit access denied. And that's because you actually haven't hit the little death mini game that is Baby's cupcake game.
After disobeying a baby like the naughty children that we are, instead of getting spanked, what we need to do is get ourselves a key card. To get this key card, what you need to do is complete the death mini game completely. You have to kind of speedrun it. You have to give each one of the children diabetes via feeding them cupcakes, and you have to make sure you hit each and every single one of them. Hit them all, go back to the very start, and you will get a little bit of the storyline revealed to you. Like Scott always does in these mini games, he hides little tidbits of information. You go there, you get Baby, she drops down the ice cream, and this is where you see the little girl we've been hearing the voice of throughout each and every single night. She's been talking about wanting to go see Baby. She sees Baby, and that is the last thing she ever sees. Upon completing this minigame, you get the second star and the key card.
When you've got this key card, you can access the secret room where you have to fend off Ennard. So the minigame does have a significance, like Razbowski said. If you ignore Mr. Handy's guide to go straight to the Funtime Auditorium, go into Baby's circus room and hide under the desk, she actually tells you a little story about how one child, a girl, actually got caught in her stomach because of this ice cream. Now, we know about this story about William Afton creating these animatronics to hunt down children as long as they're alone. The thoughts are that Baby drops the ice cream to lure one child when it was alone, and then grabs the child and kills her. When we've got the key card, like Ryan said, ignore Baby to go to the left side, go to the right instead, and you go into the secret room where you have to fend off Ennard.
Yes, and this is our first ever official encounter with Ennard if we're going for the fake ending exclusively, and we see him in a totally different light. This part of the game is totally different to the rest, where it's kind of like linear paths, going to do something, heading back. This is the old experience revisited, where we have to fend off Ennard from 2 doors and also a ventilation system, and he is very keen, or should I say it is very keen, to get into the office and jump scare us. Now, there's a lot of mystery surrounding Ennard as a character, and a lot of things where people are kind of like, how come we're hearing Baby's voice? And then why is the little girl's voice there also? Are they there in the background somewhere? Is something else happening here? It's very unexplained, but there's actually evidence to suggest that some of these things that appear are very relevant, and they might be linked more directly to Ennard than we first thought.
Now, the things that this girl actually says, or Ennard, should I say, who's mimicking this child, obviously psychological trauma or something like that on this guy that we're playing as. The dialogue that is actually said is, isn't that what you came here to see me or to see her, if it's from Ennard's point of view? And then also she says stuff like, I know I was an accident. Now, if we link this back to the actual cartoon that we watched between nights, it kind of links hand in hand. We see a vampire in a purple suit neglecting their child and saying, the baby isn't mine. So it's almost like, did this character that we play as want this to happen to their potential daughter? That's if we are playing as William Afton or someone related. But what happens at the end of this night is Ennard actually says, I will always find a way in. And then we get to the ending.
It's very, very confusing, because the next part that happens is we see ourselves in our home watching the beautiful show and having some popcorn, and we've got the exotic butters there as our just reward, because everybody needs that fresh meme in their life straight into the veins. Right at the end, you actually hear a noise, and Ennard scoops his way from the right-hand side of the screen in front of you. Now, this is where the debate comes in. How does Ennard get here? Why is Ennard here? Have we taken it home? Is Ennard here to jump scare us when the screen goes black? This is where the important stuff comes in, and it's very, very exciting. Personally, from my point of view, I think we have somehow had almost like a happy ending. the guy has been reunited with his child and brought it home, but it doesn't quite explain everything. There's 2s and 4s in all of this, so this is where we're going to be using the evidence we have to debate it. What do you think?
What Raz said about bringing Ennard home, there are some flaws to it. I remember originally playing it and going, oh, that's so cute, Ennard's back. But you got to think, guys, Ennard was trying to kill us for 6 hours straight. Ennard was trying to use, possibly, the voice of the killed child to try and get into our room to kill us. When he was saying stuff like, let me in, if we actually open the door, it would kill us. That's a straight fact. Why, as soon as 6 a.m. hits, Ennard's like, oh, I like you now, and then we take it home. It doesn't really make sense. Like Ryan said in the baby voice quote, I will always find a way out. There's another side to it where we do escape and go home. However, Ennard does escape again and tries to he still wants our body. So Ennard escapes this location, finds his way to our house, and we're happy. We're like, oh, we've made it. Finally, we can have a break. Let's watch the end of this film. And then we look to the right, and Ennard's in our house trying to kill us again.
And I guess that kind of has the two-way kind of, well, the double-edged sword, I guess you could say, because initially for the longest time, I thought that maybe it was a case of like a gameplay mechanic, just so that, for example, the fake ending has some unique elements to it. Maybe, even though Ennard's coming at us and jump scaring us from all angles, maybe it's not how it's meant to be intended, and maybe it's not aggression, it's just have a little bit of fun up until getting this secret ending. At the same time, from a plot standpoint, it does make sense for Ennard to probably be wanting to kill us, and this is why it could potentially still be the little girl, in my personal opinion, maybe seeking some revenge. And this also leads into who we actually play as, which we'll be discussing very, very soon, going on the idea that maybe this character, who is the little girl who was killed by Baby, wants the revenge on us. We do go home, as Dorco said, we're eating the popcorn. As the show ends, Ennard then crawls on from the side, and it's very kind of eerie. It doesn't really explain itself. It could be that we've brought this character home, but when you see it from the standpoint that maybe Ennard snuck out, you know, Ennard's kind of mangled, looks like he's missing some parts, maybe he had to crawl through some vents, lose some body parts to fit through the smaller spaces. Maybe it was more of a kind of struggle to get out, but the fact he got out and came to our office, or home should I say, not office, is enough for him to try and kill us, and maybe that's the just desserts that our character maybe deserves.
Yeah, and we also need to think about the actual plot of the storyline that we're playing in Sister Location. The whole reason Ennard wants to get out, and to get out is basically he wants to scoop us so that he can get inside our body as some form of a shell, so that he can get out and not be taken back and destroyed. So it kind of defeats the purpose of the ending when you see Ennard outside of the establishment after already saying he can't get out unless he looks like a human. Like Ryan said, he must have somehow, it was his last kind of chance, or he's going to get destroyed, and he came back. But it kind of does make you question who we are playing as in this form. Like, are we playing as just a normal night guard? But then again, the dialogue in the secret ending night suggests that we're something personal to this girl, a brother. As we know in Five Nights at Freddy's 4, this child that was murdered had possibly a sister and a brother, and if the father's William Afton, that would be crazy. We definitely are playing as some form of family member, whether that be William Afton or the brother.
What we do need to remember is that this whole secret night almost is actually real. Everything that happens in that room can be classified as real. It's only what happens after the night is complete that's the fake ending. So everything before that is real. For instance, all these voices and everything that Ennard is using, whether it's Baby's voice at the time, whether it's the little girl's voice, these are legitimate things that they are saying, so they can be used in lore discussions, as is the 1983 Easter egg we see when we put the panel in, and we can have the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 a camera of footage on the screens there as well. This is all needs to be taken into consideration and will help us solve the rest of the lore. So whatever is going on, whether it's... See, this is the interesting thing, and this is where I want to discuss the most, is Ennard's tactics here. I think, personally, the soul of the daughter is in Ennard. Yes. And it's using the abilities of the rest of these animatronics to mimic the rest of the voices. Dorco's got a point he'll come on to in just a second to do it with Baby, but he's acquired all these abilities, and this is when we really see them all coming into place. I just said he. We don't know what it is, whether it's a he or a she. Ennard has acquired all these abilities and is using them to the best advantage. That's why when it comes to night 4 a.m. and we still haven't been allowed in, that's when they really begin to manipulate your heart, tug at your heartstrings by saying, you came back to see me, I was an accident, let me in, I want to be reunited with you, essentially. I think it's the little girl's soul that's in here.
With all of Scott's creations in games, he tells us a story, but he gives us a choice on what to believe.
Yeah.
Because when we go into the Night 5 baby's parts and services room, we get a chip off baby, and baby says this is her voice. She'll be able to guide us through to the scooping room. But we've still got that chip when we're in the secret room, because we take the chip and then we go, right, so baby is still there. So it's hard to say whether it's actually Ennard speaking or when baby's speaking. It's so confusing. I think Scott's done that because we need to decide whether, oh, Ennard's the daughter, or oh, actually no, Ennard's just baby and baby's just manipulating, or Ennard's just manipulating different voices and it's not even the daughter.
You never see baby, ever.
Yeah, exactly.
The only sight we ever see of her is when she's lying ready to be scooped on night 5. So it could literally be Ennard the whole time. And that chip could just be a fake thing. Because whenever you hear baby speaking on night 5, Ennard's always there.
Yeah,
whether it's in the background, when you see the little image of him when you move to the scooping room, when you're in the auditorium, ready to go left or right, Ennard's there as well. That's the jump scare you get.
Yeah, the interesting thing as well is when we're hiding under the desk and stuff, we never see baby either. Like, it's always, she only speaks to us when we're not looking at her. So that's really interesting as well. Maybe she doesn't want to see us because she is Ennard. That goes on to a theory I made a couple of days ago about baby's old endoskeleton, which again links with the minigame. If you look in the minigame, the baby animatronic has blue eyes, but in the actual game it has green. So, and we know Scott's good with detail, so the theory goes that the original baby had a blue-eyed endoskeleton, killed the girl possessed that endoskeleton, that endoskeleton gets scooped underground to get rid of evidence and stuff, but the endoskeleton's still roaming around the location, and that's why, and then the other baby endoskeleton is replaced by a green-eyed one. So there's actually two endoskeletons of baby. One's possessed by the girl, and the other one's not possessed by anything. Basically, this blue-eyed endoskeleton gets all the other animatronics, including baby's green eyes one, because we see the green eye on the kneecap.
Yeah, and that also explains, like, because then that would have meant that baby who actually put the ice cream in place for the little girl to take and then eventually killed her could be Ennard, because Ennard has blue eyes. It kind of contrasts it as well with the real ending, because then when we open our eyes, they're purple. But we have discussed this in the past from an anatomical point, where Ballora's eyes are the only ones that would fit into a human skull. And we know, of course, that Ennard can literally just take apart himself, put it back together in any order he really wants, and might have the same conscience. So simple case, taking the eyes out, replacing it with Ballora's, and he is literally good to go. And there we have it, guys. So that was another episode of Theory Thursday / more factual discussion. We don't have a proper brand for the other one, but it was kind of a mishmash between the two. It was great discussing this one as well. We went through a lot of points, and to follow up next week going off of this same point, because it's a very complicated one and it will take a long time to discuss, we'll be talking about who we might be playing as. This is crucial, so we need to spend some time properly discussing that and getting some points prepared for it. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video discussing the fake ending in depth.
Yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, why not leave a like rating down below? And if you're new to any of our channels, why not subscribe for more sister location theories and other awesome indie games.
So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. We of course hope you did enjoy, and we will of course see you on the next one. Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Want to see even more content from us? Consider liking and subscribing to ensure you'll see all content in the foreseeable future. And hey, why not check out our past 2 videos?